Today I'm going to be sharing a case study of an apparel brand that I helped them grow in generic. Here I won't be talking about 100x ROS flex that you see on LinkedIn, which has 100% branded revenue inflated in their campaigns. As we all know, Google ad is very expensive and there is no way Google is going to let you keep that higher ROS in generic auctions. Let me show you what we have achieved. We've spent 820k pounds and generated over 3.5 million pounds in revenue with ROS of 4.3. After months of efforts and fine-tuning, I will be sharing exact framework and processes that made it all possible. So let's start now. The account was heading downhill fast. Revenue was falling down. The account was going to its lowest performance because there was no strategy in place to acquire new customers. This happens when your account loop around current customer and make a good revenue for some time. But suddenly the performance drops because there is no one left to buy, and now you need more customers to buy more, and so on. Their generic campaigns were inflated with the branded revenue, which definitely showed higher ROS in Google ad, but in actual their brand revenue was behind those campaigns. So what happened? They were getting a higher ROS in their campaigns, but mostly that revenue was coming from brand terms. Products line were great, prices and shipping great, but still they struggle in generic. So what were the main problems? They lost control in their primary markets. They were not properly spending on Google ads. Their generic campaigns were inflated with the branded revenue. Their campaign would generate higher ROS in generic campaigns, which looked very good in Google ad. But then their campaign would waste their budget in generic for nothing. They had a search DSA campaign with fewer negatives and negative targets. Shopping campaign with an optimized feed. In Google Shopping, if your shopping feed is not optimized, you have no game in the Google Shopping listings. No proper use of upper funnel campaigns. It was very difficult to grow with this strategy. So what I did that made 3.5 million pound in revenue in generic. I totally revamped their Google Ads strategy. First of all, I've worked on the campaign strategy. Google Ad is just a toolbox to manage traffic, nothing else. Just pick the right tool and make it work. I divided their campaigns in two types, like upper funnel and conversion based. So what are upper funnel campaigns? Upper funnel campaigns are display, demand gen and YouTube ads that work as a billboard, online or a TV ad that influence customer buying decisions. Conversion based campaigns are search, shopping and PMAX campaigns that lead the customer directly to make a purchase. In upper funnel campaigns, I have divided further in remarketing and some open for new customers. Marketing, I created audiences for 7, 14, 30, 60 and 90 days and uploaded a customer list and run that campaign with the max CPV bidding. So it's a good strategy to reach more remarketing customers with cheap cost. In open, I further divided that into two campaigns. The first one is converting keyword from generic campaigns and YouTube niche based channels. So I had two campaigns to acquire new customer with totally different audiences, and one specifically remarketing to retain customers. In conversion base, I had search, performance max and standard shopping campaigns. In search, I had branded campaigns, generic ones with consolidated and segmented with broad matches and target ROS. So apparel niche is very competitive. You cannot run the campaign openly with max conversion or max conversion value because it will waste your budget, and search ads in e-commerce is very expensive, so I had to run it with the target ROS with broad matches in a controlled environment. I had PMAX campaigns, some are feed only and some are asset based page feed only. In asset only plus page feed campaigns, I had the best selling bundles, top category segments with max conversion value plus target ROS as a bidding strategy. Feed only, they were all generic with consolidations, some segmented, performance bucketing with max value plus target ROS. And I had some standard shopping campaigns with specifically some for brand and non-brand in consolidations, performance bucketing, max click plus target ROS. Another key part of the strategy was Google Merchant Center optimizations. We ensured ideal shipping fee and delivery time for seamless customer experience. More importantly, we leverage Trustpilot reviews on product listing to boost the credibility. Additionally, I optimize all the shopping feed for every target country, ensuring maximum visibility and performance across different markets. So it was an apparel brand, and apparel brand has specific attributes to optimize apart from other general attributes. So the first attribute is titles. I have to optimize it for the customer's queries like gender, product name, keyword stuffing, size, color, and brand. Another one is descriptions. It had the same information that the titles are, but with extra details like material and rest of the stuff. Another one is product type. Product type had the super relevant information like general keyword of that product category, with followed by more specific keyword and some keyword stuffing. Another one is Google product category, short title, which include gender, product name, size, and color. So these are the attributes which makes the product super relevant to the algorithm and to the customers. So I always say, feed the algorithm will feed you. The next attribute is images and lifestyle images. Both are the same but works differently. Your product image decides whether user is going to click on your product or not. So I had high resolution images for the image and lifestyle. Another are age group, size, material, and gender and color. So these are the attributes specifically that matters in apparel niche, and I've optimized each and every attribute for every product for the whole feed. Next thing in the strategy was account structures. I've tried different account structure dependent on the situation. I've started with consolidated structure, then segmented, then performance bucketing, now made my way to hybrid account structure. So the first one was consolidated campaign structure. I had a lower budget in the start, and I had search campaign, standard shopping, and performance max campaign. So in search, I had segmented ad groups in single search campaign with smart bidding, target ROS with broad matches. In performance max campaign, I had one asset based performance max, some feed only, some segmented asset group campaigns with target ROS. In standard shopping, I had one brand campaign with fallback of all products campaign. Another structure I've tried, it's segmented. It says by name. I had campaigns for every product category. So in search, I had segmented campaigns with smart bidding and broad matches. I had also performance max campaign from top 5 categories with target ROS on it. In standard shopping, one brand campaign and fallback all products campaign. Another structure I've tried, performance bucketing. It had best sellers, elites, regular, climbers. Another campaign, ghosts, sleepers with target ROS on it. This structure also had standard shopping campaign with one brand campaign. This whole account is now running on hybrid structure, which means I have segmented performance max campaigns and performance bucketing in standard shopping with target ROS on it. So what happens, it also works is the feeder strategy. I have a standard shopping campaign, performance based, and now I have a segmented PMAX campaigns for every category, which helps in remarketing those customers. And one standard shopping campaign with one brand campaign. New countries and Europe scaling, there were some difficulties like in Google shopping, in Google search, we play on search terms. Like if you have a search term data, you can do with anything. You can embed it in the product listings, you can target directly those keywords, you can give a performance max campaigns as a audience signal, you can do anything with it. So to gather data, I had a specific process, and I've applied some specific strategy for the account to scale in those countries. So the first struggle was keyword and search term data and translations. Even I was not native in Europe and I didn't know any language, but I had the process to optimize campaigns for Germany, France, Netherlands, and rest of the European countries. So how would I run the campaign in new countries? I would pick the best selling bundle from the bundles. If it was an English country, I would replicate all the optimizations again that I did for primary English countries and scale that campaign into whole shopping feed. If it was non-English, I had specific process for the keywords and search term data. First, I would pick some translations. I would utilize keyword planner, competitor landing pages, and optimize that best selling bundle with it and create a campaign. It will spend for a while and I would let it to collect the search terms data. After a while, I would collect the search term data and optimize that bundle with those real-time search terms. Once I had a lot of data in that campaign, I would scale that campaign in the whole shopping feed. I had specific process to optimize in non-native countries like European Union. I've shared the process in my blog. If you want to learn about it, visit ppcleap.com. I will attach the link in description. So this was the whole strategy that made it all possible. From account campaign strategy to shopping feed and account structures and scaling in new countries like English and rest of the Europe countries with non-English. So what we have achieved in overall, cost was increasing generic by 102%. The spending was 820k pound. Generic revenue generated 3.5 million with ROS of 4.37x. Previously, the cost and revenue was mixed with the brand terms in all campaigns. But this time, I've successfully managed to run campaigns totally in generic with brand exclusion in all the campaigns. Now let me take you inside the Google Ad account and show you the data and campaigns in action. Yes, there are a lot of campaigns running at the moment, but each one play a specific role in the overall strategy. What I've shared today isn't the results of days or weeks of work. It's the outcome of months of fine-tuning, strategic adjustments, and a lot of patience. Success in Google Ad isn't about quick wins, it's about consistency, data-driven decisions, and scaling the right way. So if you need Google Ad services to fix, optimize, or scale your campaigns, DM me on LinkedIn to book a meeting. Link is in the comment. My services are totally performance-based. 100% refund if you don't see value in my services. Because for me, it's not about the money, it's about the impact on your business.